Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. So this is not your first FromSoft Souls-like, but this is your first real Dark Souls.
Yes,
correct?
yes. I bought this game because it was the only, because all three Dark Souls were on clearance, but this was the only one that I could afford. So
Dark Souls 1 Remaster is unreasonably expensive.
which is funny because no, technically I guess this is not my first Souls game because I was in the closed beta, I believe. Either the closed or the open beta of the remake of Dark Souls 1. So technically it's my first full Dark Souls game.
Yeah, how far did you get in Dark Souls 1 then?
As far as the beta allowed, which I believe was just like whenever you get into the first hub area.
Oh, okay, Undead Asylum, alright. So, Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin is notoriously probably the most difficult out of the 3 Dark Souls.
It is?
Yes.
It is. How?
Vanilla Dark Souls 2 is notoriously the easiest. Scholar is notoriously the hardest because people bitched about Vanilla Dark Souls 2 being too easy.
I played like, I want to say 2 hours of this game, and I wouldn't describe my experience as difficult. I would describe it as frustrating, sure, but difficult, no.
This is the most gank heavy of the Dark Souls games.
Every
other room is an ambush.
I mean, I've noticed that, but at the same time, my first Souls-like was Neo. So
there is a big difference between this game and Neo. Movement is a lot heavier. And wait, what console are you playing on?
PS4.
PS4. Okay, excellent. Okay, then that averts one problem because on PS4, on PC, there is a large dead zone on the control stick that makes where if you try to move diagonally forward to the left or diagonally forward to the right, it instead interprets it as just moving forward.
I see.
But yeah, it's very heavy movement. Dodge rolls are quite slow. Enemies are not really that particularly fast until you get to the very end of the game, where the enemies are lightning fucking fast, and it can turn into chaos rather quickly. Dark Souls 2, by the end, has some of the hardest bosses in the entire series.
Okay.
I think that the hardest Dark Souls boss I have ever beaten. There's one Dark Souls boss off the top of my head that I have never beaten. I have never beaten the Nameless King in Dark Souls 3. But there will eventually be a gentleman by the name of Fume Knight in Dark Souls 2, who is, out of the Dark Souls bosses that I have beaten, the one who took the most attempts from me, even including Elden Ring, which some people are going to think is crazy because there's a lot of people who think that Millennia is way harder than Fume Knight. But Fume Knight took me way more attempts than Millennia.
Yeah.
I guess we should go ahead and say this just to predicate this. I have played through and beaten Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, Demon Souls, Bloodborne, Elden Ring. Dark Souls 3 is the only one I've not finished. And Dark Souls 2 is probably the closest I've got to 100%ing any Dark Souls game. I have not beaten that weird angel thing. I have not beaten the grave robbers from the Sunken King DLC. That is it. Those are the only 2 parts of Dark Souls 2 I have not beaten, and I'm probably never going to go back and beat that angel thing because it is a pain in the ass to get to that.
Yeah.
Now, what you were going to say before I so rudely interrupted?
I don't remember.
Oh, excellent.
I guess for my Souls credentials, I beat Neo 1, I want to say a quarter of Neo 2, if you want to count that. I beat The Surge, I beat Lords of the Fallen, the original one. And
so,
the
difference in speed aside, if you've beaten Neo 1, you can beat Dark Souls 2 easily.
And I also beat Bloodborne, yeah.
Because I've beaten Dark Souls 2, I could not get past like the 2nd or 3rd Neo level without pulling my fucking hair out.
But yeah, by the way, this will also probably be on like highlights series as a note, because if I try to cut this into 15-minute chunks, the series will go on for the next 4 years.
John Dark Soul. You know, come to think of it, when my parents named me that, they were kind of cursing me to get the undead curse. It was the damnedest thing.
Alright, I guess let's start with the face.
Let's change John Dark Soul to be something else.
I guess he's white, because otherwise he wouldn't be named John.
I like that they don't name the homelands in Dark Souls 2.
Yeah.
Or no, I actually don't like it, but no, I find it funny that they don't name the homelands in Dark Souls 2.
Hmm.
Because in Dark Souls 1, they did, and they're, of course, still, they were just visual presets.
Yeah.
But it still led to a odd thing where the land of, I believe it was Caria? No, it's not Caria. Okay, then I have forgotten most of my Dark Souls 1 names, so I'm going to go ahead and say the land that the Onion Knight comes from in Dark Souls 1, the preset for him in the Dark Souls 1 menu makes your character black.
Ah.
And it led to a big bout of confusion, because then when people used mods to take the Onion Knight and his daughter's masks off, all the characters in Dark Souls 1, even if they have a mask or a helmet on, have fully modeled faces underneath. But when you use mods to take off the Onion Knight's helmet, the dude's white.
Ah.
And in Dark, so it kind of seems like that was an accident on FromSoft's part to make the preset for that place be black dudes.
Yeah.
Because in Dark Souls 3, the homeland preset system returns, and in that one, the Onion Knight's homeland now just makes you white.
Ah.
Whoops.
This is already great. I love it.
Yeah.
All right.
Up until Street Fighter 6 came out, Dark Souls notoriously one of the best for making freaks and mutants.
All right. Eyebrows. I guess the outer brow.
Push them all to maximum.
Fucking Neanderthal.
Oh, good lord.
John Darksoul is here to serve. He's kind of sad now.
Yeah. Which, as is Jeff Hardy, yes.
Yeah. Fuck it.
I'm fond of pigs. Good lord.
You cannot tell me that this is not a pig person. I don't even need to look at the other one.
He's angry now. He's got his angry eyes going on.
What the fuck is Aglavella?
I don't know.
John Darksoul has returned to monkey. Well, actually, no, he returned to pig. But why am I making just like an anthropomorphic monkey from a mid-2000s cartoon? Because this is the exact face.
You're making a, like... What? There's some kind... What is that kind of monkey with the extra long face?
I don't know. Yeah, the outline being thick makes him to look not angry enough. He needs to be more angry.
What's the advisor monkey from Lion King? What type is he?
Baboon, I think?
Yeah, we're making a baboon.
Yeah. Alright, lip shape. Puckered, of course.
Why would you ever not choose puckered?
Lip protrusion.
Oh.
It didn't really change much, no.
No, though we have a humongous mustache. He looks like he's judging.
Yeah, kinda. He's a drowned corpse.
Oh my god.
Let's see what dark red or whatever light red does. No, that's worse. That's somehow worse. Mod expression.
This is the hero of time.
Yes, not Zelda.
He looks like he's hiding something in his mouth now.
Yeah.
It's like when you're a kid and you get one of them big jawbreakers, you know?
Yeah.
Now he's got good peripheral vision.
Yeah. But we need to keep it narrow because that's what that's what predators have. They have narrow eyes that focus forward for better hunting.
He's very pissed. His mouth has ceased looking like a mouth. He looks like he's wearing some kind of, like... He's looking like an old school sprite that you don't know where the mouth is.
Yeah.
Oh,
His eyes are located on the bottom of his eyebrows.
extra angry. Oh. He's gone from angry to just perplexed.
this John Darksoul just found out he has the fucking curse. I'm kind of feeling this one.
That's that Jack Evans shape.
Yeah.
Rippling with muscles, but still needs to eat a damn cheeseburger.
All right, ties.
Yeah, the quads on this man. The quads.
No longer.
Now, I believe at one point in development, either for Demon Souls or for Dark Souls 2, there was a plan that if you'd hollowed out Maximum, I think this was probably Dark Souls 2.
They need to delete your save file, yeah.
Yes. So it's a good thing they didn't go with that.
Yes.
There you go. Now, this guy has a lot of health and he hits quite hard.
But he also gets stuck in the archway and dies.
Oh, does he? I've never
Yes.
done that.
Yes, that's how I killed him.
Oh, good lord.
Alright, come on, mate. Let's do this.
I remember that is a big thing about Dark Souls 2. The enemies tend to have pretty limited ranges where they'll engage you. Which on one hand means that it can be easy to run away with from some big foes. But it is a lot more difficult in Dark Souls 2 than it was in Dark Souls 1 or any other game to isolate one enemy away from his friends.
He knows. He's afraid.
He's aware of the cheese.
One without much time remaining.
This is the best NPC in Dark Souls
Just about
history.
ready to fall apart, I'd say. Not exactly the type.
It is
to
just a
battle
cat
like
that sasses you and also sells you good
Oh
items.
yes. You may
Alright.
call me Shalqua.
She also handles street gang management.
Ah.
So,
Shalquar,
anyway.
which, by the way, Shalquar is voiced by the villain of Ant-Man 2.
Wonderful.
Nice.
Hannah John Kamen, I believe is her name.
Nothing. Take this with you.
I mean, it's the level up girl thing with Souls. I've never really got it. I've always preferred leveling up at bonfires.
Yeah.
But, you know,
He who made
I was about to make a joke about Miyazaki, then I was reminded of, no wait, Dark Souls 2 is the one that Miyazaki famously had very little to do with.
King Vendrick.
This is
But
the only thing that
nonetheless-
he had to say in.
The only thing he had to say here was more swamp.
Yeah. Alright, and then this dude.
Did you actually pick up the flask, or did you just talk with her?
Aren't you?
I think she picked me. She gave me the flask. I just need to go into the inventory and put it on.
Smell of irreversible fate.
You've got the scent.
This is Majula.
You got the smelly smell, that stanky
It is a
stank.
kind of settlement. A place where life is almost
This guy drones on a bit.
Yeah. Alright, dude.
like these days.
Good talking with you.
Very few places like that.
Every Dark Souls game has their one dude who is like, hey, being an NPC in a Dark Souls game sucks. But nonetheless, I'm a proud knight.
It didn't load the message that I saw last time, but it was just like there were two messages right next to each other. One of them was warning liar ahead, and the next one was try jumping for treasure. And I like those two next to each other.
Sadly, yeah, the RNG, it's RNG which one you get to begin with.
Should I go to the giants or should I go to the knights?
Forest of Fallen Giants is the easiest area. It's got the easiest bosses. It is generally the place to hit first.
Alright.
Though it is also needlessly confusing because Dark Souls 2 is in many ways the most needlessly confusing Souls game. The Forest of Fallen Giants does not lead to where you'd want progress to be. Shout out to the 20 people that killed themselves in front of that chest to try and make it look like it's a mimic.
Yeah.
That's dedication to the bit. Because you know for every time they killed themselves, they lost a level of hollowing.
All right. You'll notice that I pretty much exclusively use two-handed stunts because I like parrying and I like blocking. Two things that I cannot do otherwise.
Yes, otherwise you'd have to find a shield.
All right. That's throwing knife. That guy has shit aim. Wow.
Yeah, see, Dark Souls 2 loves to have a lot of ranged enemies that pester you from a distance. The one saving grace is that most of them have bad aim.
Alright, let's just try and do this. That worked.
If there is one recommendation in Dark Souls 2, it's to get good at being outnumbered and surrounded, because that's a situation you're going to be seeing a lot.
Yeah. Which I don't mind too much. I had plenty of experiences with that in Neo. And as you can see, like I think I handled that encounter pretty well.
Yeah, enemies in Neo are fast and aggressive, so that does happen quite a bit in Neo. Yeah, for this game.
Yeah. All right. I missed just the range. But yeah, I think I'm showing it off pretty well that like I don't dislike Souls games because I'm particularly bad at them.
Yeah.
Like I'm handling myself pretty well. You know, it's the easiest part of the game, sure, but like I could have died like 5 times already.
Yes. I'm willing to. Well, the first death for most people playing Dark Souls 2 is falling on some kind of platforming thing in the tutorial. The second death they get, though, for many, is getting ganked by the conquistadors outside that ladder.
That was a neat dodge. I need to pat myself on the back later.
Oof.
All right.
You got shoes.
No, not
what are you planning to do with those shoes, Eddie?
I'll throw them in the trash because they're stinky garbage.
That is true.
All right. On another note. Sword.
Yeah, that certainly is an attempt at sword.
I mean, it's a better sword than what we had.
Not by much.
No. Look, 80 is still a higher number than 57.
Yeah, it is a little bit heavier, though. Though, then again, carry weight doesn't matter quite so much in Dark Souls 2, since it no longer dictates the speed of your dodge rolls.
Yeah, I guess the thing here is that do I want the stab attack? Which seemed pretty useful with the dagger. Can I do this real fast? Yes. Alright, cool. Run!
Now, in Dark Souls 1, and I believe also Demon Souls, the Broken Sword can be eventually upgraded into the best, one of the best, well, excuse me, all the weapons in Dark Souls are supposed to be equal, but one of the most neat boss weapons in the game. However, Dark Souls 2, I believe, got rid of the old boss weapon crafting system in favor of there just being a boss weapon shop. So as a result, the Broken Sword is now just kind of a shitty meme item.
I see. Use your shield, nerd.
He doesn't look like he's quite got all the neurons firing, I'm gonna be real.
Checking people out outside of Tesco seems to be a fairly good strategy so far.
Yeah. Oh, but I love Tesco, though. I don't want to die for Tesco.
Alright. He's coming down, I guess.
Ladder combat. Ladder combat's the worst.
What do you do, mate? Alright, nothing. Cool. Just what I wanted.
You know that when it's the stinky zombies that have weapons, and they're not a threat, and then you run into one that's barehanded, you know you're in for a challenge.
Yes. I mean, that guy was the Hawk. Oh, that's a
For all
bloodstain.
intents and purposes, that dude just was throwing bitch slaps to win
Yeah.
the game even more difficult.
Alright,
So
cool.
it
I don't
just-
need to buy a sword now.
There we go. Excellent. First real weapon of the game.
Wait, unable to use this item. Fuck.
Wait, you can two-hand it.
That works.
Yeah. I think it still doesn't quite work, but it'll have to be close enough for government work.
Yeah, we'll see.
Two-handing, I believe, deals with the strength requirement, but it does not deal with the dexterity requirement. And holy shit, the recording is dying.
Seems fine on my end. So it might just
Well,
be
in
on the
that case,
Discord.
it's really dying.
Yeah.
Boy,
Alright,
that
there's like-
skeleton looks like he's having a great time.
Yeah. This is the one that I remember. Hey. Oh right, I forgot the walls.
Dark Souls 2, be ready for a gank around every corner.
Yeah, I mean there's 4 people coming out of this room that I'm gonna have to walk past. Alright, there's the first
If
2, I
one
guess.
of them will notice.
That sucked. Okay, cool.
Oh, these pants are terrible.
I just gonna have to keep checking bitches.
This pair of pants, instead of a zipper, it's using the old-fashioned way of making pants. Instead of a zipper, it's got 5
Buttons?
buttons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, there's still a guy in here if memory serves, but I might be wrong. I am wrong. Alright, cool.
You killed all
Never
the
mind.
guys.
Here he is.
Oh, good lord.
Good thing I was already dodging.
Good thing you were already talking. Yeah.
Okay, this is the scary guy with the... Oh,
Dark Souls
fuck.
2 is- Dark Souls 2 is just generally the odd duck out of the Souls series in many, many ways.
Alright, one of y'all needs to get kited out of here. 1! I said 1! Learn to count! Alright.
They're hollow. They forgot how to count. Oh, yep, you've hit their limit.
Dagger at risk.
They got a tiny dagger at risk.
So should I shoot a sword, I guess? Yeah. Alright. Time for shield. Never mind. Time for fucking nothing. Good day, sir. So yeah, this is pretty much as far as I've made. I've been down here, but I couldn't figure out where to progress from there.
Yeah, I can definitely guide you along those lines.
Alright, so what
And-
the fuck did I want to do? I don't know. There was
The
something I
item
want.
box is irrelevant. You have infinite carry weight. The item box, I do not know why it exists. You can be walking around with the entire world stored in your backpack. You can be playing Cata-fucking Mari. Your dude does not care. As long as he isn't wearing it or holding it in his hands, it has no weight.
Nice.
Which
Oh,
is
yeah, this.
hilarious. Oh yeah, there. I always forget that the merchant's carrying it, like she stole it.
Yeah. Alright, I guess I'll buy this.
Well, you could alternatively put those points into dexterity.
I could, but
So
the
you
running
can
rust.
use the sword.
I could, but the running rust is without a house.
That is true.
All right.
So
Yeah.
Lenigrast is kind of a dick though, so
True, but if I do actually end up breaking my dagger, there's only so many blacksmiths I know.
yeah.
All right. Then this
Oh.
is where we'll leave, I guess. He has a nose ring.
Oh, amazing. Amazing. This character, I feel, will continue to pay dividends for years
Yes.
to come.
Hopefully.
And it will take us years to get through this game. Holy shit.